Everyone, hope everything is going well. You guys and gals know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH_sports. Follow me on my finance channel at AIH Finance. This story is wild. I've been once again getting many DMs about card porn, tips, videos, the whole nine yards. And I could do even more videos on this. But I think this is a very interesting video because it ties back to, in my opinion, or it could tie back to the Spiegel brothers lawsuits that are going to go against Cardporn. You know his name now out in the public, Juan Garcia and Golden. And I want to just first look at Juan. One of the companies that he owns is Gloss, okay? Gloss is a marketing company from my understanding. I used to work in a marketing company. And at a marketing company, what do you have access to? Whether internally or externally, you have graphic designers. And the thing is, they need to know how to use Photoshop, Adobe, the whole nine yards. I remember this one instance. I'm not going to get into too much details, but there may have been some hanky-panky going on involving Photoshop and altering documents. I can't prove it, but in one of the conference calls I was on, some higher up people were saying, hey, look, person X and Y, played the three-card Monte. And one executive told me that, hey, look, these two people may have been photoshopping documents to help them out, which was insane when I heard about it. But so that was one experience that I had at a marketing company. Now, this goes to the Spiegel brothers lawsuit. A lot of people dismiss this. And my thought process, I have to look at what I exactly said in the videos, but I'm thinking, hey, look, if Golden offered an X amount of money for the card, then they should have taken it. Now, my mind may be slightly changing on that based on the information that we're receiving about card porn and the accusations levied upon him. If you look at the lawsuit that was filed on Golden, which I have obtained, basically a lot of the talking points in that lawsuit, which not many people have covered, is the accusation that Photoshop was used, most likely by Cardporn, from my understanding, or another individual. And I'm going to ask the question, has Cardporn used Photoshop in scams besides the allegations made against him in the Migrate scandal? This is a question that needs to be asked, okay? And this is going to be a fascinating case if it does follow through, if it's not thrown out of court. I really want to see the results. I want to see what goes on in discovery. Because I've told people outside, in messages, and also on one of my posts, I said, the Spiegel brothers lawsuit, that's going to be huge. Now, if it's thrown out, then it won't be huge, obviously. But this is where all the action will be, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but that's just my own thought process. And it talks about this lawsuit, why the Spiegel brothers, in my opinion, filed it is because they believed that the documents or the photos that Cardporn was floating about, that they were altered, and these altered photos may have convinced Ken Golden to take down that LeBron James RPA card. Ken Golden told me when I interviewed him that he can't talk about it because of the pending lawsuit. The Spiegel brothers can't talk too much about this as well because of this pending lawsuit. So I have to try to figure out, okay, what's going on here And on top of it, what wasn't really reported on by many people. A lot of people dismissed this because they were offered, I think, $1 million. But just going through this lawsuit, what I think will be important in trying to figure out who was right and who was wrong, were the pictures photoshopped? And did this impact the metadata in any way, shape, or form? That's going to be a huge case. And going to Darren Ravel's article, just the title was Michael Jordan Jersey Scam. Authenticator admits photos were doctored. Okay? He said photos were doctored. Okay? That's huge. And it's talked about, as you know, that Juan Garcia went to Migrate, according to this article, try to get this jersey authenticated. And Juan Garcia apparently went to PSA to try to get some photos authenticated. They were not authenticated. PSA said no. And looking at the fact that Juan Garcia has a company, Gloss, a marketing company, where I would assume they use Photoshop and Adobe. This is getting wild, okay? Just, Spiegel Brothers think there was Photoshop involved. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, there was doctoring of pictures. How do you doctor pictures? Most likely Photoshop and Adobe. So, it is what it is. This is something to think about. And you have to ask yourself, okay, if Cardporn did Photoshop the pictures for the LeBron James card, which made Ken Golden take it down, like, why would they do that? What is the agenda here to try to, take basically over $1 million at the time? They could have gotten way more than $1 million for the card. What was the purpose and intent around it? Why was Cardporn so aggressive about that, when we know they've engaged in hanky-panky behavior, which could potentially land them in jail? Why would they do that? That I'm not still sure about, if they did Photoshop those pictures, or if they knew somebody that Photoshopped those pictures. This is going to be a very interesting case. And the question is, has Juan Photoshopped other pictures in the past to try to deal with some sort of other scam, to try to, make money off of that? That's what I'm thinking about. Or has that been done in the art world? Like, there are so many questions to be asked. And I keep on telling, some people have come at me very aggressively. I tell them the Spiegel Brothers lawsuit, regardless of what side you are in regards to this issue, that's going to be the most important thing. Now, once again, it could be thrown out and then it's a nothing burger. But if it does go through discovery, does go through the process of a lawsuit, we could find some very interesting issues going on. And in regards to the Cardporn account, we could find out whether my own thought process at the time, about maybe 6-7 months ago, whether my initial thought process were correct. Like, was that Cardporn account paid by these companies? Was it compromised to the extent that I thought it was? These are the questions in discovery I think you could potentially get. But anyways, I want to hear your thoughts about this. Anyways, remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Thank you. Bye.